Your Saturday is all good.
Hey, girl!
With Sidney Wood.
Why don't you stand up and wrap your arms around a real man?
It's News and Talk 1380 WAOK.
All right, it's Saxy B, our guest today, marketing guru, as well as LaVon Lewis. Appreciate them both sharing wisdom. I'm going to tell you who I'm going to put my money on right now. I'm sitting, rewind, 6 months. I'm sitting for Sisters Only. We are broadcasting live, Georgia International Convention Center. All is well. Young man comes up to me, Mr. Wood, Mr. Wood. I'm like, what's up, man? He's like, I am an author. This guy's 20-some years old. I'm like, yeah, right. He's like, I've got a brand new book I want to share with you. He gives me the book, tells me all about it, and then commences to follow up like he's a businessman with 40 years of experience, positioning himself. Have you read my book? When can I get on your show? Let me tell you about his book. You step up to Jermaine, thank you for coming, man.
No problem, no problem.
Listen, Jermaine Gourdine is in the studio. I'm holding his book in my hand. You know what it says? The title is My Father Was There. Lessons for a Young Black Man. Let me make sure this is accurate here. You're sure this is the right time? Jermaine, you're saying your dad actually was there?
Yes, he was there.
Unbelievable! There was a black father who was actually there. You had a relationship with him.
Right.
He imparted certain things into you, like integrity, confidence, work ethic, money management, discipline, and so on and so forth.
Absolutely, absolutely.
That's how we rebrand the African American community. Tell us your story. Tell us how this book got started. Tell us about your great dad.
Well, this book is basically about, My Father Was There, Lessons for a Young Black Man. It's about the positive portrayal of the African American man in the black community. You know, so often we hear about the negative influence. There's a negative stigma around the black man. He wasn't there. He was a deadbeat. He didn't raise his children. Well, you know, no disrespect to the men out there who didn't have their father, but mine was there, and I don't relate to that story. So I want to share my story because my father was there.
Wow. Is he still living?
Yes, he's still alive.
And what did you learn from your dad? Tell us how he impacted your life. And how uncommon, how old are you?
I'm 25 years old.
So how many of your peers at that age group have that story? Their father was there.
Not many. Some of them, but not many. More than none didn't have their father.
Those who did not, is it your goal and objective that this book might impart to them the things you learned from your dad, repairing the breach there?
Absolutely. That's the reason why I wrote it. I wrote it to share the many lessons that my father taught me with them because their father is not there. Because their father is not there, that means they are lacking certain lessons that their father is supposed to be teaching them. That's why I'm sharing these lessons with them. You
want to be a dad someday?
Absolutely.
And how do we repair the poor branding that we have now among, you know, because I called out some different names. You know, a brand is what comes to your mind when you hear the name. So you can call out different names, Barack Obama, you can call out Jay-Z, you can call out Mercedes-Benz Corporation. And then if you did a survey and you called out African American male, what is the brand? The brand sometimes is angry, and that anger is many times associated with a disconnect from a male image and a resentment thereof that even turns violent. How do we, first of all, is there any accuracy to that? And if so, how do we repair that poor image?
Yeah, there is some accuracy to that. There are a lot of black men out there who are angry. It's stereotypical, but it's true. We repair that with putting positive images out there by men being held accountable for their actions in the community. Everyone needs to be held accountable, and everyone needs to be responsible.
You know what? I did a show on Valentine's Day, and the whole nature of the show, I encourage everybody to have a sex boycott on Valentine's Day. Outrageous, I know, yes. But I said, and particularly for the women, do not have sex on Valentine's Day, because this is what I believe is happening. I believe that because women control the sexual, you know, if the women shut down the sex, then the fellas are pretty much out of sex. And here's the point. What is happening, I believe, too often, men are having sex with women that they really don't love or care for. So when the child comes, there's like, you know, the greatest gift God gives is you marry a woman and she has your baby. That's the gift of God. The opposite is when a woman you barely know comes to you and says, "Surprise! I That's your baby. You did. So women would not have sex with men until such time as that man says, you know what, I want you to be my wife and have my baby. Then a lot of the disconnect that fathers are having with their children wouldn't occur because the children wouldn't be here, number one, and those that are here would be expected and welcomed. You're going to get married and have a baby someday.
Yes, yes.
You don't? Do you want to have a baby without being married?
No, no.
Do you think it contributes anything to this disconnect when the...
Absolutely.
All right, we'll talk about this. Jermaine Gourdine, man. He's the hope of the future. I got his book. We're going to talk to him a little bit more. I'm sitting there with the voice of Atlanta. We'll be back. News Talk 1380 WAOK.